Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Uh-huh.
And if it's your first time, man, thank you for coming through, man. We appreciate everybody
Yes,
that's
sir.
tuning in and listening, man. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Matt. I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out on all streaming services. So that means Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and wherever you check out podcasts. Also, check us out on the Instagram at the Friends Pod. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. I love all you fucking haters. Y'all make me sick, but y'all also make me happy at the same time. So let's get to it.
Nigga starting out spicy, but okay. So no, definitely we here, man. So hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on YouTube, subscribe, leave a rating, like anything, man. Just interact with us, man. We just here, we lonely and shit. But anyway, man. So let's start how we always start, man. So what's going on with you this week?
Me this week,
Yeah.
man, dealing with trash ass social media managers.
Okay.
Like this week's been super crazy. We've been doing interviews to try to get rid of our last social media person to try to get someone new. Um, I don't know. I feel like people just play us like we ain't him. Like, and and it really pisses me off. Like, I feel like when they like look at us and they be like, "Oh, I can turn this in later. I could do this at a certain time," but it's not the time that we discussed. And I feel like there's a difference between being about your business and who you are and who you're trying to like, what you're trying to do, and then what we're trying to like get out of you at the same time. Like we trying to bring you to the next level. Like we're not. I'm not saying we're not getting the top people in the game, social media people, and like people who already do like are already at that point. We're trying to reach people who at a low level, and we're trying to build them up with us
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
try to grow them with us, like the same thing that we're trying to do. So it's just be like when we like match with these people, they not trying to put the work in that we trying to put the work in, and it pisses me off to see it.
Hey, 2 podcasts a week. Like you see what we doing. Like we working. But like anytime shit happen, like I was just telling somebody this earlier today, my coworker, like if I tell you one time, okay, I told you. If I got to tell you multiple times about something, like that's when you're gonna start pissing me off. But it's not to the point where I'm gonna keep telling you. I'm just gonna be done, And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. Um, and so I'm at the point where it's like, damn. So I guess you just ain't want no money. Like you just wasn't trying to, you ain't want no money, which is fine. I guess you ain't trying to get your bands up or whatever. We ain't paying a lot, but like you ain't trying to. It is what it is. I'm pretty much ready to move on from that situation, man.
I
So
mean, we've been through. So, audience, if you look at our social media, you'll see that it's like it's the same thing we see. We're not stupid. It's different. Like depending on the social media person, and you can almost like kind of see like the gaps. Like if you look at our social media, like when I look at it, like I see the gaps,
yeah.
and you could tell that it's someone else that's working on it. And I mean that's correct. It's like every time that we be like, oh yeah, all right, so blah blah blah. We want this at this time per week. They always got an excuse about what they got going on.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the audience. I want to see like, are we crazy when I'm like, if I pay you for a gig or something like that, if I pay you to do something, I want you to do it. Don't tell me about like why you couldn't do this shit. And every time that we had a social media person, every single person, they always be like, "Oh, I had this, blah 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 going on," or "Oh, my internet wasn't working," and blah blah blah. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
2022. Don't I know you're lying. Like you just didn't do this shit.
Yeah.
Like you're making up an excuse, and it'd be like, I don't know if you think like I'm some. person who don't understand how social media work, or I can't do what you do, like, or like I don't know what I feel like it's just like it's a slight. Like you're just looking at, like I take it as disrespect. Like don't disrespect me. I'm tired of y'all fucking social media people like going so like wild, like y'all don't like do the work. I'm sick of it, bro.
Nah,
Like
yeah.
I'll be like, my favorite thing in the world is firing you niggas, and I'm about to start making it super known. Like,
No,
like,
for real.
like I'm about to make it very known. Like you're done. Like I'm done talking to you. Like you're you're not gonna be anywhere near whatever the fuck I'm doing, and you're never gonna be shit. And I want to make sure I'm gonna check up on you every other week just to make sure you ain't shit.
Petty, man. Petty. Nah, but we definitely want to hear from y'all. Like, is he wilding? Because I haven't really said no wild shit yet. But to me, I feel like Rod said, man, if we pay you for a service, that's it. Like, I don't want to hear no excuses. We gave you some money, so like, give us what we, you know what I'm saying, in a timely manner. Give us what we asked for. If you can't do that, then we can move on.
Oh man, it's a lot out there that like they just be playing these games, and like we have conversations. Every single person before we even start, we make sure that we want to have a conversation with them. Be like, "Hold, okay, this is our podcast. This is what we're trying to do. Blah blah blah. We're trying to be the best in the world. We want your mama, your grandma. We want your great grandma to all tune in,
Mm-hmm.
and like."
This is
They be
what we
like,
want.
oh yeah, I feel it. I feel the vision. Like I hear you. I don't know what the disconnect is. Like it'd be a week later, we'd be like, all right, like didn't we talk about all this? And then they'll send a message and they'd be like, oh yeah, I didn't realize that's what you wanted. And they'd be like, what are you
But
talking about?
we
Like,
done told you though.
yeah, and they be literally like there. I look at them like we're on the camera. They be writing notes down. Be like, what the fuck are you writing down? Like, I be so irritated. Be like, what are you writing down? Like,
Oh man,
I don't understand.
I don't
But
get it. But I told him from the jump though, like I'm a bring y'all behind the curtain. Like when we had one of these meetings, I told him like, nah, she ain't it. And something about her, she wasn't responsive. She ain't really had too much to say. Like,
blah blah blah.
what you
We
mean?
know what the last person was like before this though.
It was
And you
better
was like,
than.
oh yeah, that we can do her. That was one you really fucked with.
She
And
was
she didn't
cool.
do any type of stock videos or anything like that. She put whatever was on Canva
Mm-hmm.
in our audio clip.
I mean, yeah, content wise, it
She
wasn't
didn't
like
do nothing.
content wise, no, but she was at least responsive. She was at least understood what we was trying to do, kinda. Like the last one, she just act like she ain't.
She didn't do that.
The last one, all I'm gonna say is the last one act like she don't understand English or something. Like we done told her, like I'm not gonna keep telling you. Like that's the theme. I'm not gonna keep telling you what the fuck to do. I told you once. I might tell you again, but after that, like I don't. There's no point for a conversation. Like Rod can just go ahead and drop the hammer on you,
So
fire you right quick.
it feel like I don't want to be like anybody who like work with it. Be like, oh yeah, they just gonna go crazy also on the podcast and blah blah blah. Like that's not the point.
No, you done already said what you said. Nah, it's too late. You can't pull it back.
Like I'm not trying to drop the hammer on you, but it still is like, what the fuck you talking about, bitch? Like like it's like we already had a conversation. Like I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And what like the discussion? It's like at this point, be like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Do you not understand? Like what Matt's saying, do you not understand English?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
not understand respect? Maybe
Shit.
that could be it. Like maybe it's respect.
You don't even gotta respect me. I done paid you. That's it. Fuck respect. Give me my shit.
Do you not respect your own business? Do you not respect your business? And I feel like that's really what it is. All these people, these social media people that we pin on to market our shit, they don't understand their business. And I'm having a conversation with you one-on-one, if you don't feel like that's what you want to do, or like what I'm saying doesn't match up with what you want, or if you want more money, it's like we're having a conversation. Everything should be discussed here. Don't wait until like a week or 2 weeks later to be like, oh yeah, I don't think like the pay is like blah blah blah. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm having a conversation, we're face to face, and I'm looking dead at you in the eyes. I'm like, all right, this is what we want, and I want to make like every single time. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I literally talk to the fucking person. I'd be like, yo, all right, so all right, we're about to end this conversation now. We're about to go ahead and head out. But this is, I want to make sure that you understand.
Right. Let's make it clear.
Let's make, this is what we want.
Right.
And like, they all be like, yeah, yeah, okay. Like they understand. And then as soon as we hang up, it's like, there's just like this disconnect for some reason. I'm
Maybe
like
we
what
should send
the,
meeting notes. Should we send like meeting notes afterwards? Like, okay,
we've
this is
sent
everything we
meeting
talked
notes to
about.
people.
I mean,
And
yeah,
they still be like, they don't even respond to the meeting notes. Like we
yeah,
asked, like, what's the best contact to reach you? And like especially with our last person, we'll send her meeting notes week after week and tell her this is what we want. We even like had a conversation like, oh, we want you to communicate more. And like if you don't understand something, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. You'd be like, all right. She'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure, understand. And she didn't do anything for 2 weeks after what we said. And it'd
yeah.
be like, like, what am I talking to myself? Am I talking to a brick wall here? Like, I don't
Basically.
understand.
And that's the thing. And in some of the meetings, we gave opportunities to say like, okay, you cool with this? Like, anything going on? Any feedback? Like, do you still want? Are you still down for this? Like, what's going on? Nothing. Radio
If you
silence.
want to quit, quit.
That's fine.
Don't talk to us and be like, oh yeah, like I understand. Like, you don't understand. Like, quit. We don't want you here. Like, if you don't want to work, we don't want you here at what we're trying to build. Go on with your own business. We don't. The Friends podcast, I'm gonna let everyone fucking know. If you're not willing to work and not willing to put the work in and try to build what we're trying to build, we don't want you here. I don't know what's so hard about that concept.
I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah. So I guess needless to say, we're we got somebody else coming in. I don't want to speak on it too much. I don't want to bring her all the way behind the curtain, but yeah, obviously Rod is a little bit perturbed. Rod is a little bit, feeling some type of way about it. Me, I'm
I'm,
just
I'm
kind of like
just I'm just sick of tired of talking to people and like
I'm tired of it.
talk, 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 talk,
Yeah.
talk, and people look at me in my eye, and like I don't know, like I've always been the person like uh, your word is who you are.
hmm All you
So
got is your
if
balls and your word. That's what Scarface said.
right, so if you telling me something, you look at me in my face, you be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I understand. I'm gonna take you for what you say.
That's it.
I'm gonna let you rock. I'm a. We don't even give like that. Like we try not to like give too much emphasis on what exactly we want. We try to leave it open to like a creative space here. We want you to build. We want you to like make something new and like grow with us in a sense. It's like we want to see something like your artistic value and like
hmm
we we don't want to tell you what to do. We want you to do what you do, what your business is. Like we believe in what you have going on. So we don't try to give you too much direction. And it's just like when I'm talking to these people, they be like, oh yeah, we want you to, so you want this, 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 and be like, we want you to be you. We want you to have an engaging audience. We want you to make good content.
hmm
And we want something that's gonna build on for our future. Like we understand now we got stock videos. We're not on camera. We like her out here. And we just wanna continuously build upon that until we like eventually got that reveal and we show you guys, man, we show you guys what we got going on. Like the in person and what the sets and everything's gonna look like, man. Y'all gonna be surprised, but
Yeah, man. Looking forward to that for sure, man. Like that's gonna be a cool reveal once we can actually get, hop off the porch, quote unquote. Um, but yeah, other than that, man, I guess we can move on from that shit because I mean,
right,
we just had to bring up behind the curtain real quick, just our conversations and shit like that. But I guess kind of related to this though. I guess maybe we can get into this now since we already like you know broke the fourth wall or whatever you want to call it. Like so sometimes we do solo stuff and like this is a solo podcast and stuff like that, and then sometimes we do interviews and so it's one of the conversations that we have here on the Friends podcast with the hosts and stuff is should we where are we trying to go with this shit? Like should we keep doing interviews? Should we switch up who we interviewing? Like what's the real trajectory of what we trying to do? And I guess I just want to hear your thoughts on like how I think well let me say this first. I think that the interviews so far have been really good. I've enjoyed talking to these people and meeting new people, different creatives and things like that. But I guess like how do you feel about you know continuing to do
all right,
that?
like you real good at like saying what we're doing, but without like actually put your opinion within what you're saying. Like I like you'd be like, oh, yeah, this is what we doing, and be like, you don't put your opinion based in this. Like, all right, so
hmm No, I
like,
did. I said I
what are
like
you
it.
saying? Like,
I said I like it. I've enjoyed meeting meeting these new people and talking to these
no,
creators. No, I have. How you gonna tell me what I've enjoyed? I
I'm
do.
with you off camera. That's how I can tell you.
No, I do. No, I'm not saying. So this is the conversation though. Like,
Because it's like I want to put my opinion out there, but it's like I don't want to misrepresent what you're saying. And if you don't say it now, then you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's not what I meant." Well, it's like you gotta put what you're saying out there. It's like, or it's gonna be what I say is gonna be like, it's my opinion, and it's
I
just
mean,
gonna be like it's gonna look super wild
no,
when
I
I say
did.
shit.
I said my opinion. I have enjoyed it. I mean, I do think that. I mean, think about the podcast. I mean, when we even first started talking about it, we didn't want to be pigeonholed as the interview podcast. You know what I mean? Like that's not what it is. It's the Friends podcast. It's supposed to be roundtables. It's supposed to be conversations with our friends and stuff.
All
But
right, yeah, right.
go ahead. You
Let's
got something to
build.
say? Go ahead.
I mean, you're exactly right. Just to build upon that,
Okay.
it's not an interview podcast. Like that's not what I ever wanted. Like when I thought of this shit, it was like we're just having conversation on what's going on in the world and also what you're doing for sure. But it's not only based on what you're doing. Like it was a mix of like what's going on in the world as well as what you're doing.
Right. Right.
And I feel like our podcast has been very based on whatever the artist got going on, whatever they want to say, whatever they say is way more important than what we're saying. Like fucking, like it's just like I, I just don't understand it. It'd be like I don't know why you niggas feel that way. Like
What you
you're
mean?
trying to
Like,
build up what you got going on. Like we're trying to build up what we got going on. So it's like I don't feel the same. Like I don't feel what you got to say is more important than what I got to say.
mm,
So
that's real.
so it's just like we're both trying to build something up, but I understand you're trying to build something up yourself. Hey,
See,
hey,
I don't even. When did we even decide to start doing interviews? Or that's the thing. Like, I don't even
it
remember
just
what.
happened though.
Yeah, I think it did just happen. To be honest.
Like people just heard an interview. Was like, yo, like I really like that shit, and
Yeah,
I want to do one too. And it
yeah.
just was like, oh, okay. And then it's just like, all right, months later, we're just doing hella interviews.
Mm-hmm.
We're like literally like I want to tell the audience here, like we're literally like 2 months out from what you're gonna hear. Like that's why when you hear interviews, they're literally shit that we did like months ago. They're not even recent. Like and it just gets to the point where it's just like, all right, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
Like,
I feel you, but you can't act like you don't like you haven't enjoyed doing interviews though, or have you?
no,
I feel like I have
I love doing the interviews,
for sure.
but it's also like I feel like sometimes when I talk, I told the artist this one time. I was like, man, artists are so cocky. They're so cocky. They just feel like whatever they got to say is just like the only thing that's important. Like whatever they talk about is the only thing that matters. And they more the people like I mean, it's a similar vein like what I said earlier. I'm like, all right, if you don't believe it, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a sense. And we just see like a lot of times that shit don't work out, nigga. Like you can tell me all day, like, oh, this is what's gonna work, this is what we're gonna do. It's like, I hear you, but at the end of the day, you're talking on our platform. If I want to have a conversation with you and not just hear you just blah 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 about what the fuck you're doing and all that shit like that, it's like you gotta respect what we're trying to do here. It's like we're trying to have the audience reach a bigger part of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not
Not
all
just like
about
what,
like
not just the content that you create, like you as a
yeah,
person.
it's not a typical thing. It's not like we're not trying to create a typical thing like, oh yeah, I'm putting this shit out next month and I got this album go working on and blah 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 and this is what I'm doing for my city. It's like, all right, yeah, we hear you,
Yeah.
but we try to go deeper in the conversation, be like, all right, so beyond that, all right, so you're for your city and you who you are, what is the plan? Like what do you want to do with yourself? And like do you actually have a goal where you're trying to help your family or like you're trying to build upon what you're doing musically to be this musical sensation where you're undeniable to anybody who listens to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're trying to go pop, which is like, all right, so you're trying to go to that musical era where it's just like, oh, I'm trying to be, let me see, who's a good person?
Like what, a Justin Bieber type nigga,
A Justin
like
Bieber.
a Weekend type nigga.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the dude. I had it in my mind, but like I see him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say it.
Juice WRLD. I don't know. You talking about
Yeah,
a pop person?
no, the rocker, the white dude.
Oh, Machine Gun Kelly.
No.
What's the rocker, the white
Other
dude?
dude, white dude.
How many people is that? It's
That's
like
what I'm
millions
saying.
of
It's
people.
not many. Iverson,
Oh, Post Malone.
Post Malone. That's what I'm talking about right
Mm-hmm.
there. Like we're trying to get you to that point where it's like, all right, we see what you're talking about, and like even Post Malone had to go on the interview and was like, I'm not trying to be a rapper. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to be something a lot bigger.
If you want to listen to
And
music with soul, listen to rock music, listen to Bob Dylan. Get the fuck out of here.
that's what he said. And it's just like I'm trying to tell the audience here is like we're not trying to be only music based.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to be something bigger. We're like I'm not only like I hear so much like people that we talk to. You be like, oh yeah, I understand you're a music podcast. Be like, why do you feel that? Like, and it irritates me when I hear it. Be like I guess I understand where they're coming from because that's the only thing we put out. But it just be like, that's not what I want to be known as. I want to talk to very dope people. I want to understand what they got going on and their mindset and just talk to creatives. Like I feel like I'm a creative, so it's like I like talking to those people like that. And that's all this is. This is the Friends podcast. We're talking to people. We're trying to make friends who make things that we think is dope. Like what we think what we're doing is dope. Like I don't want to make it deep. I'm like I can make it like a whole deep concept of what we're trying to do and be like, oh yeah, we're trying to create blah blah blah. Like to keep it simple, that's literally what it is. In my eyes, that's what I always thought it as. But I mean, Matt, you can speak more on it.
No, I mean I agree with you. Like, it don't have to be. Well, let me say this though. Like, I feel like the point of an interview is to get to know the person that we're interviewing. So I don't mind them getting on and being like, this is what I got going on. Woo de woo, you know what I'm saying? We had questions, we might have some different type of discussion questions and shit like that. I don't mind that. But I do think that we could slip some shit in there for like, maybe some current events or like some deeper questions or, like actually have a conversation with them. I think I feel like that's ideal for what we're trying to do because I feel like not a lot of people doing that shit right now. So I think that's the direction I would love to go in. You know what I mean? And we could do that. We just got to put our, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to mold it into that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, right now, like I said, I enjoy the interviews. I've enjoyed all the ones that we've done. But shit, it's time to pivot. It's time to do some new shit or just kind of like reform this shit. I don't even want to say this on the podcast because I don't like talk about what we about to do. But yeah, I think that it's time to make some moves and kind of change shit up a little bit, like tweak it a little bit. But other than that, man, shit, I don't got nothing else to say about it for real. Um, so do you feel like when people hear this or if people heard this, do you feel like they'll be mad or feel some type of way like, oh, they not fuck with these, like they ain't even fuck with our shit, like they were just doing this shit just to
Them
do it,
niggas
like.
ain't listening to anything but their episode, so they ain't gonna hear this shit anyway. And this is for the real fans. That's the only people I'm really talking to. Like, I'm talking to the real fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like how people be talking about that they're real artists and be like the music base who really listen to them. I'm talking to the people who really listen to our podcast and what the fuck we trying to build here. And if you feel a way, they'll reach out to us and let us know.
They won't.
But I know you won't. Like you so self and delve into your own what the fuck you got going on. You not worried about what we got going on. And it just be like, I understand what you're saying, and be like, you just think that whatever you got going is so much bigger. Or it could be this. It'd be like, what I'm trying to build here though? Here, nigga, is so much bigger than what you can even imagine.
This
Like,
nigga's funny, man.
I'm just like
You're ridiculous.
I'm just sick of it. It's like
You saying facts though. You saying facts.
I understand what you think you can do. I understand myself as well. It's just like I don't just these artists. It's like, man, y'all something else. Y'all really something else.
I feel like you're talking about somebody specifically. I won't tell
Nah, I'm
you.
like,
I feel like you are, but I'm not going to tell you to say his or her name.
man, y'all something else.
I really want to. I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about.
Man, these niggas something else. But let's go ahead. Let's go in and move on to the next topic.
Okay. All right, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take it back.
Okay.
Where to the adolescent age. And I want you to kind of describe when you looked at yourself, you was like, man, this little Matt.
Yeah.
And you was like, man, what do I want to be when I get older?
Shit. How little we talking about? We talking about like 7, 8, 9, like, or before that?
I want you to gauge the point where you feel like you had an idea of what you wanted to do. Like where you really was like, all right, this is what I feel like I would love to do.
I don't know. I feel like I've always been interested in music. Like my pops was a jazz musician.
Bring it back. Like talk. I want to hear the details. Like you gotta put the age, everything.
I mean, shit. Like I remember like the first 2 albums I really remember in life. Like I was probably like 4 years old. I remember hearing that Lauryn Hill, Miseducation. I remember hearing that Brandy, Never Say Never. Like I feel like ever since then, it's just been music for me. Like I just remember listening to it and just being like, damn, like I really fuck with this shit. And Yeah, my pops was a jazz musician, so he would always have me. He was on me. He was like, "You better play that trumpet. You better practice. You better practice your drums and shit like that." So it's just always been something that's in my mind. Like, oh, I want to do something music related. I never. Yeah, maybe I wanted to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a musician full time. I'm gonna be woo woo woo. But I always knew that I wanted to do something music related. That's why it's just like my biggest passion, like for life. Um, I can't say that I ever wanted to be like, oh, I'm about to be a doctor or I'm about to, you know what I mean, fly planes. You know what I'm saying? Like traditional type shit. I can't say I ever really wanted to do that. And I think I'm still figuring it out though. I think I'm still figuring out like what path I want to take in this music shit. And I don't know, man. That's really what it is. I don't. I feel like a
Okay.
lot of people. I feel like a lot of people have like a clear idea at some point of like,
I feel
okay,
like
this
that's
is.
the thing. Like, not a lot of people have a clear idea.
You don't think so?
I don't think so at all.
I mean, speak on yourself.
That's why I am kind of speaking to myself. Why I don't feel like I have a clear idea,
Okay, okay,
but I always thought very highly of myself. But I feel like that came from my upbringing. Like my mother and my brother, um, even people who wasn't even my family, like when they looked at me, they just knew that it was greatness here. Like,
okay.
like that's kind of where it all built up from. It's like they just knew, like the way that I talked and the way that I
I hate
spoke
this
to
nigga,
them.
man. I hate this nigga so
Like,
much. I'm gonna let you cook,
like,
bro. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
like I feel like just the way that they knew, like I spoke like not typical at a young age. Like
Nigga.
when I was speaking to people, like I was speaking to them like an adult, like at a young age. Like I was literally like 6, 7 years old, like looking up, like why?
She said
Like,
why?
like,
That's one word. Get
like,
out of here, man.
like I was literally
Oh
looking,
my
I was like,
god.
yo, this shit it just didn't make sense to me then. And
Mm-hmm.
growing up in that mold, that
Mm.
build, that body, like
Okay.
this body, like this shit is something of greatness. And I feel like that's something you gotta like grow with. Like that's something that someone gotta tell you. If no one ever told you it was great, who's gonna tell you it was great?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be you, or if it ain't you, it's gonna be a teacher. It's gonna be a friend or a peer.
Moms, pops, family.
It's gonna be an aunt,
Mm-hmm.
an uncle. So many different obstacles here. So if you ain't heard it, then it's hard to like bring that idea to something that materialize
Right. Right.
and be like, man, you know what? Rod is him.
Right. No, that's real.
Like, and I feel like I always heard that idea is like everyone always said I was a business person growing up, and they was like they always thought I was gonna be in business.
Okay. Okay.
So here I am. I'm creating a business, and that's how I view this work. And that's when I talk to people, and now people that I hire, I talk about it like it's fucking business. Like if I hire you to do something, I want you to do it. I'm not asking you. It's not on the whim of like your goodwill. It's something I paid for. It's not a goodwill. I pay you to do this shit, and this is your business.
You're gonna have to let this shit go, bro.
So
You
it's
gotta
like,
let this shit go.
like
Oh my
I
god.
feel like it's something that's just not clear with niggas. Like
Bro,
they
you
feel
off
like it's
topic.
something like they always got something that's more important. And be like, what's more important than what you're doing in your business? Because the way I view my shit, the way I view
Mhm.
what the Friends podcast here, this is something that I view as something that's bigger than than life. Like, this is something that I love to do. If you don't love what you're doing, why are you doing it?
Mm.
Why are you
That's a,
even like putting up this facade and I'm asking you questions? We're having meetings for what? If you're not about your business, what am I talking to you for? I don't need to talk to you.
that's a fact. That's a fact. You got their name up there. You got their face up there. Like you put your name and your face on your business, and you ain't about your business. So it's like, what are we talking about? But let's reel it back though. Let's reel it back. So like as a kid, so you felt like you was always just gonna be special. Like was there anything specific? Like you said, people said you was a business type of nigga. Like was there anything specific that you saw yourself doing as an adolescent?
Yeah. So when I was young, I used to thought I could hoop. Like I used to thought I was like a young MJ. Like
All right,
I
man.
used to go to the courts. I used to go to the recreation centers in North Carolina. I used to pit like I used to always work on my my crossover. Like, I used to be like just work on it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like I
Whole
had a
time,
nigga, I had a nigga,
go ahead.
I had literally like my family, like they would pass me the ball and be like, "All right, go, 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 go." It's like I'm like, yeah.
Whole time they was in there busting your ass too. They was in that bitch dunking on your ass.
I'm like, this.
Niggas full of shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. This nigga is crazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all. This
Like,
nigga is
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Step
Hey.
back, Jordan.
Practice makes perfect.
And that's the thing. It's like when I was like used to, I heard what Iverson said. Practice,
Mm-hmm.
practice, practice. And I used to hear that. I'd be like, yes, practice. That's what I'm doing. Like I'm practicing. Like
Real.
I'm practicing. Iverson, like I'm trying to be bigger than what you ever was. I don't care that you stepped over Tyrone Lowe. Like I'm trying to step over Jordan.
Okay.
Like that's the thing. It's
That's
like that's
that's a
why I had
big
to practice. But I
yeah.
couldn't step over Tyrone Lowe. I was trying to step over Jordan.
Real. That's real. But I think AI was already at the point where he done practiced so much. He put in his 10,000 hours at that point. That's why he was saying like practice. Like what the fuck I need that for? So it's like I guess I get where he's trying to come from, but yeah, I don't know. They still ridiculed him for it, but I don't
Yeah.
know, man. You gonna just keep talking about your hoop dreams. So I guess we can move on to the next move on to the next topic. um, so let's go ahead and get into this next joint right quick, man. So let's kind of talk about I don't know. We kind of already doing it a little bit, but I guess we can talk about taking it up a notch. Like and we've talked about it a couple times in this podcast already, but like taking it up to another level. Like talk about why that's so important to you. Like why is it important to like continue to level up and level up?
All right. So this is the thing that we constantly me and Matt have conversations about taking it up a notch. And what the hell does that mean?
Right.
I'm gonna let the audience know this is where we at with it at this specific moment. At least to my understanding. Matt can add in later. Um we're gonna do video. We're gonna do a reveal. We're gonna have green screen. Um and we want people to see us. We want people to interact with us. We want to do lives, on IG or whatever, and have people communicate with us on different topics and things of that nature. Let us know in real time if we tripping or not. Um,
I don't think we are, but
and I feel like the next step for us and take it to the next level is also part of our social media. Like I understand when people may look at it. I don't want to put thoughts on other people's minds, like what I think. But I see it like if I was to look at another person's page, I don't want it to be only based on what they're doing in a sense. Like I want it to also be like that, but I also want it to be like things that's engaging towards the community and just like what's going on. So we're still in tune. So you can see that we're in tune in what's going on.
Right.
And all those things is like I'm thinking about. It's like we're only episode 40 people. Like we're growing with you. Like we understand. We're looking. We're human. Like I'm here with you. I'm looking at it. Like I follow pages. I follow podcasts. Like I understand what you want, and I understand what I'm trying to do. So that's how I view it. So what you think, Matt?
So I'll say this though. I think that is necessary. Like, let me start here. Like, I think that we're not just doing it. We doing this for fun, but at the same time, we like Riders, said a couple times, like we trying to build something that's like big. So if we're not seeing the results that we want to see, I think it's necessary to change shit up and just kind of do shit in a different way, and find different ways to engage with you guys. Because we want to see more engagement. We want to see more views, more subscribers.
We seen the
More.
disrespect out of you niggas. Some of y'all, you know who you are.
It's fine. I mean, shit. Niggas will disrespect niggas all day on the internet, but not in real life. So that's cool. So I guess we just gonna try to do things a little bit differently around these parts, man. I think that's just necessary with life. Like you gotta evolve, you gotta change shit up if you're not seeing what you want to see. So expect some new shit, and we keep telling y'all we ain't gonna keep telling y'all all the well we are because we obligated to, but
I mean,
we
that's
want to
kind
see
of what this
interaction.
episode is about too. It's like
Yeah.
we're trying to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, man, definitely tell us, man. Let us know like what's going on. Like, is we just wilding? Like, should we even be revealing all this shit right now? Should we be, pulling y'all behind the curtain right quick? Like, or like, do you guys like real conversations like this? Because this is real. This is us. You know what I mean? Like, this is the real conversation that we would have, just in a podcast format. So I guess, just let us know. And
So the last question we got here is how you think others would describe you, and do you care?
mhm. I guess I'll go first with this one. I think. I don't know, man. I think it's changed over time. I think these days people would probably just describe me as somebody that's kind of like definitely an intelligent person. I think some people think that I'm like
People say that to you?
yeah, of course. People know like cuz
Who?
I'm basing this shit off
Who?
of I'm basing this shit off of like I'm basing this shit off like work. Like when I'm at work, people know that I know everything. Like people will come to me and ask me things, like because they know I have the business knowledge and stuff like that. But I think people think that I might be like arrogant, or not arrogant, but like negative, like a very negative person, which I am. Like I think I don't know. What's hard about this question is like I can s- the only we can't really even know what people think about us until they tell us what they think. Like I could say all day like what I think, but it would be up to other people to say like, "Yo, you ain't shit. Like you fucking you suck." Like you know what I mean? Like um, I feel like it's kind of hard to describe myself. Like describing yourself is kind of a tough thing. But do you have any thoughts on like how people
No,
would
no,
describe
no.
you?
Don't stop there. Keep going.
What you mean? I
I
done
feel
said a
like
lot.
I feel like you talked about the surface level, but you ain't going deep into like that idea of like what people think of you
I don't know. I feel
and
like for the most part, people don't really like
what you really think people think of you.
what I really think people think of me without them not telling me is that people don't really, what I'm saying, uh like me in general. Like I just feel like people don't really like me as much as they would like other people. Like they would probably rather not be around me. They'd probably rather be around somebody else. Like I feel like people think I'm a Debbie Downer. I feel like people think I'm too serious, or like I don't vibe, or like things like that. Like that's kind of how I feel that people, how people, the lens that people view me through. But it's really up to them to tell me. But ain't nobody told me shit. Um, but that's kind of how I have a negative view of it. I feel like, but
Nah. I feel like if you have a view of that yourself, in some way you feel like you're portraying that what they're saying. Like you can
yeah,
if you say like that's what they view you, you can
hmm
see in a way like why they would view you as that.
exactly,
So
and
like
I can,
you can understand why they might say that.
I can,
And
yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
are you doing anything to change that? Or you like be like, yo, like
Nah, I'm me at this point. I
let's
don't.
hang out like after like let me talk to you like
Nah, I'm not doing that. At this point in my life, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be the type of nigga that's like, I'm always gonna be like this. But at this point in my life, I'm not really trying to like when it comes to my personal life and my social life, like I'm not really into like doing the work on that. But I think one day I will. I think sometimes you need to reflect on things and really like before you do the work. I think Jay-Z said something like this on Kevin Hart's on his new show. Like
yeah.
you can
That's not
know.
going to Jay-Z. We're going to
No,
Matt.
but I'm
You're not
saying he
Jay-Z.
said I'm not yet, but I'm saying what I'm saying is he said you can know the answers and know exactly what you need to do, but it takes time for you to actually go ahead and do the work of like improving whatever it is that you need to improve.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that goes into like understanding like what you feel like you're doing wrong and actually improving on it though.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
that's the thing. It's like you notice the thing, but you don't want to do it.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
He was saying it takes time to actually put that into practice. You can know for a long time.
yeah. I understand what you're saying,
You know what I mean? So like I see the error of my ways, but at the
but it's
same
like if you
time,
don't do it, then it's just like
exactly.
that you're okay with the result.
But I'm not ready to do the work yet. I'm not ready for that. Like on, you know what I'm saying, like on some real, being transparent shit. I'm not ready to do that because I don't care enough to do that. I got other. I feel like I don't know. I just don't care. But I don't care to do it. Like if I was called to do it and I really felt like okay, this is what I want to do. I want to go. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the thing.
Be
No one's gonna call you to do it. Just something that you're gonna want to do.
no, that's what I'm saying. If I was called to do it, not if somebody called me. If I felt like in my heart of hearts that I want to go ahead and improve myself and do this and do that, and in the social way and the personal way, then okay, I'm gonna go do that. But I'm not in that space right now, and I think that that's just what it is. You know, I don't know. You done made me get all personal in my deep bag. So you say whatever the fuck you gonna say.
I mean, that's the whole point. That's the point of this podcast shit.
No, it
Is
ain't.
to get into the deep shit. Like that's why I'm trying to understand. I feel like I've been trying to work podcast after podcast, trying to get into what you like really feel instead of what I'm feeling.
Everybody
And
don't.
like, I understand. I like, I feel like, all right. The question I'm gonna turn it off for you and turn it off to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Just move this shit forward in this podcast forward.
Hmm.
Um. All right. So I want the audience, to know what the original question was, just so you're not confused on what we're trying to say.
Yes. How do you think others would describe you, and do you care?
Exactly. And I'm gonna just take it back to middle school and high school, right? Me personally, then I was in this I was in this completely white area that was only like 200 or 300 kids total, and it was this suburban area, and just the way that they thought was so immature to me
Hmm.
that I felt like I didn't have any connect with them. Like people who were willing to talk with me. And like when you talk to white people aren't really willing to talk to you like that unless they really want to. That's the thing. Is like white people don't go out of the way. Like, if you're a black person, you have to go out of your way to talk to white people so they feel like you're on their side. So
Man,
they
I
don't
feel
feel
that.
like that you're the opposition. I don't even know how white people think of this shit. Like,
Like pro black.
yeah, I don't know. But what they think about it is like, but when people did talk to me, they'd be like, man, like if you talk to Rod, like he's so fucking funny. Like that's like I used to hear white people say like that like all the time. Be like, yo, he's funny as fuck.
What am I, a
Like when
clown to you?
when you ever talk to him, and it just be like, I felt like I was so funny because I was really just I was so dark.
Mm.
Like I was like my comedy was like it was realistic, but it was also like I wasn't trying to be like too like I was hating. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I was a hater. Like if people talk to me like man, they like me like, oh man, like this bitch here, like blah blah blah. Like man, I want that bitch. Like it's just be like it be like I was sitting there just like I was just kind of just sick, and my comment just dark. It's like man, you just complaining, bro. Like I don't know, just like I was still an athlete, so I wasn't like I was a nerd, but I also was an athlete at the same time. I was like also one of the most athletic people. It's a weird place to be in when you're going to a small school.
Hmm.
So everybody they want everyone to do sports, but they also want everyone to be educationally like solid.
Hmm.
They want
Right.
both.
Right. Right.
When
Right.
you go to like a school that's only has like about 300 or 400 kids in total, um, so they want you to be everything, and they're trying to help you to be everything. So it was like, yeah, I was one of the best athletes in my school, but it also was like I was also one of the smartest kids in my school as well. So it was like I was in a mix of like,
Some different crowds.
yeah, it was like, yeah, for sure, different crowds. And like the people at the school were just like as I said before, they were very immature. And I know I spoke about it on one of the past episodes, like when I was riding my bike, and this dude just yelled off his porch like, "Fucking beaver," and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like it wasn't just that, but it was like I had so many racist experiences
Mm.
of like white kids just talking to me, be like, "Can I do something racist?" Like, and like I had to just like conceptualize that, like, wait, why is this dude even asking me this? First off, but also it's like, why are you asking me this? Like it's
Hmm.
like you have to kind of really like I don't know. I really thought through it. It's like just be like I didn't want to just tell nobody yes. I know it was that guy be like yo like yeah go ahead. Like some of the niggas in my school would just do that. Be like yo yeah you can do that shit. Like you can say niggas you can do whatever blah blah. I was like I was never that kid to be like yo yeah. I was
Nah.
just like I never felt that. But like I'd just be like why like what's your appeal? Like why do you want to say it? It's like
What do you gain from that?
yeah, I never understood it. Be like, that's not even like you. It's like I'm like, well, why? Like, why do you want to be say nigga? Like, why do you want to be so in a such a way? Be like being called down. It's like you want to be down in a crowd. Was like at that time. It's like I'm gonna be honest. I'm a straight. I didn't even want to be down with the crowd. So you telling me you want to be down with them, and it's like I don't even want to be down with it. It's just like what the like it always baffled me. It was like they thought that was so cool and like they'll be sitting there laughing. They'd be like what the fuck are you laughing about? I used to really get mad, like just white people just looking at me in the face laughing about it. It'd be like I literally got in a fight, like this was one time, like it was my cousin. We were all playing pickup football or whatever. Um I ain't gonna name him out, but he was in one of the past episodes. We were playing football. A kid threw a football right the fuck at his nuts. Like, and
Damn.
he started crying and started tearing up. So
Shit painful.
yeah, I'd imagine like getting a ball thrown at your nuts. And what the fuck I did, I just walked up to him and I just punched him in the face immediately. Like it was no conversation. I was just like, my cousin's crying. Like it's a
Yeah.
wrap. Like
Ain't shit, ain't shit to
I'm
talk
about to
about.
fight. Like it's nothing to talk about here.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like it's just the fact like he wasn't apologetic about it. Like, oh sorry, like my bad. It was the fact that like he looked at my cousin. It was just like just laughing at him, and I was just like, all right, like since you think this shit is so fucking funny, I'm about to pop you in the fucking mouth. Like
Right.
we'll see
Right.
what the fuck is really funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, and then his mom came out, was like, fucking nigger this, nigger that, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck back in the house. Like I was just like, and your kid was crying. I'm like, I'll beat his ass again. Like I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it's like after that, so many people walked up to me. It was like, man, he was the toughest kid and fucking blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't like it just didn't matter to me. It's like I don't care like who you think you is. It's like when you're tested, what are you?
Exactly.
It's like
It's always somebody bigger and better.
yeah, it's like I'm always been a person on morals. Like I don't know. It's just like I've never been a person that just like if I feel like I did something wrong, it's like of course sometimes it may take like a while to be like, oh yeah, like you did some shit. Be like I might have to like really think about it. But like eventually I do say sorry. Like I think I do. Like if I feel like I really did something wrong, like I'm man enough to be like, yo, like hey, like I feel like I was wrong. Like I am sorry about that shit. Like I wasn't right.
That's some real shit. Let's reel it back in though. Let's reel it back in. So like that was your teenage years, but what about your adult years? Like how did do people view you differently? Do people view you as the funny nigga still, or like how do people feel about that?
All right, so reeling it back into today, I don't really know what people think of me today. Um, I don't necessarily think I really care either. Like I feel like I am what I am. Like I don't necessarily need anybody to tell me like, oh yeah, bro, you funny, like you blah blah blah. It's like I know. Like I know I'm funny. Like I don't need you to tell me I'm funny anymore. It's like I know I'm funny. Like so it just gets to the point and be like you just gotta be confident in yourself. I feel like that's just the point that I'm like I try to grow into like over the years. Like from middle school to high school to now, it's just like I've been through those years of like being sad and being down, and like I built myself up to this point where I'm just like, all right, what the fuck am I really sad about? Like, what am I crying about? Like, who opinion is like I'm really trying to upheld, and it's really like it always comes down to it's you. Like at the end of the day, it's like it's your own idea of yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else say because people are so finicky. Like social media is like they can say you the coolest nigga on the street one day, then the next day be like you just whack.
Yeah,
So it
no,
just be
that's
like
true.
you just if you don't feel that way about yourself, you don't honestly feel like you're loving yourself, then what is anything?
Nothing for real. No, that's some real shit.
It's like I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot of time to myself that I had to think that like it builds up to the point where it just be like, all right, like you just eventually begin to love yourself. Like I don't have a necessarily I don't care what anybody say. Like that's really my today. I can go any bar, I can go anywhere by myself without like feeling like, oh, I'm so alone or like how they feel or how they talk, be like, oh, like blah blah blah. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Like, you still hate yourself. Like, I like, I'm good. I'm fine. It doesn't matter. Like, I can chill here. I can have a dinner to myself. Like, I I, I know that I'm a successful person. Like, I don't need anybody else to like tell me I'm successful. Like, I know I'm successful.
You don't think it mattered to a certain extent though, because yeah, you can have that view, but people will still view you as they want to view you though. Like,
Exactly. That's my point. It's like they can view you how they want to view you, but a lot of times, like, I mean, the people that I'm around, it's like they can view you that way, but a lot of times they ain't even that way. It's most of the time it's just self hate.
mm,
They see you and they see how happy you are, and they want you to reflect that way.
right? They projecting.
Yeah, just be like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Like, if you feel hate, like, even today, I feel it all the time. Like, people wanting to project this type of like feeling toward onto you. Like, that's such a common thing. It's like
Mm.
people so insecure, especially black dudes. Black men are some of the most insecure people I've ever met in my life.
Why you say
Like,
that?
black men are just so insecure. Like, I feel like we discussed a bunch of different topics of why I say that. Um, like when it comes in terms of hate or anything like that, or showing love or masculinity, or it's just all these ideas that were taught to us at a young age. When we get to that certain age and we grow up, if you're not that guy, you're not who you think you should be, it's like you're looking down on yourself all the time. If you're not someone who can provide, you're looking down on yourself all the time. And black men are a lot of times they put in I feel like this negative like connotation for sure, this box. But it's also like black people, like black men has a lot of time they have to build themselves up. Like they have to there's so many things that they feel like they have to accomplish to feel like I'm a male who my kid can look up to.
Yeah, that's important.
So I mean, it goes a lot into it. I'm just speaking very broadly, but it's a lot into it for sure. But
I guess we ready to get into this love and hate game.
yeah,
All right, let's go ahead and get into this shit then. So yeah, man, let me go ahead and get into my first joint for you. Let's talk about Savage remix Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion. Love or hate?
I'm gonna say I love this track. I love anything Beehive. I love Beyonce. I think she gets it, and yeah, I love Beyonce. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and go to a track. Um, Con Fent.
Yeah, Can. So Can, he one of them type like new type rapper niggas. I talked about Autumn on the podcast before. He kind of in that same vein of like I don't know what you call it, but that the last Trippie Red album is kind of that sound. So I checked this joint out today. It was cool. I've been seeing the title everywhere. It was cool. I'll go ahead and say hate though. I be loving the beats, but these niggas be talking about the same shit. They be talking about the same drugs and probably fucking the same girls. Like this, they all kind of talk about the same thing. It sound good, but substance wise, it could use a little bit more creativity. I'll say it like that. So I'll say hate for that one. So with that being said, I'll get into my next one for you. Death Row by Young Dolph. Love or hate?
Probably one of my favorite tracks off that album. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Young Dolph, rest in peace.
Man.
His flipper. Memphis, all that. Like, I really do miss Young Dolph. Like when I listen to like a lot of these artists that come out today, it just be like, y'all don't come out with nothing that with any substance. Like I'm sick and tired of like these male artists who talking about street shit and drugs and just rapping in my ear and just yelling with like anything that I like. I just don't like without any context or any story. It just seemed like it's so like it's just animated. It's just robotic. It don't seem authentic.
Robotic. That's a good word. Robotic.
It's not authentic either. It's just
Yeah. Because
I
everybody done
just
did it already.
yeah, just like, I don't feel what you're saying at all, and I don't believe you. Like what Jay Z said, you need more people. Like I don't understand what you're saying. Like I feel like the artists that like I feel that vibe from, like, oh yeah, they probably really from that shit. Like, I'm like, oh, like you can hear it in their music, but most of you niggas, I don't hear the shit.
Yeah,
Like
most of them, they just riding a wave.
yeah, but like even a little Uzi, it's like he be lying about like 100% of his fucking music. Like
Maybe.
Lil Uzi doesn't. There's nothing real about Lil Uzi raps at all. Like there's nothing real about Lil Uzi.
What you mean, like
He's
streetwise?
his music always talk about like drugs and shooting shit and just being in a hood and a gangster. Like he portrays this vibe. He's very good at creating an emotion. Like he's like a computer. Like he's very good at portraying an emotion, but none of it's really authentic. Like it's not him. Like you're not none of that. Like that's not you. Like what bodies you ever caught?
I
Like
don't
Lil
think he ever thought
Uzi,
about
come
catching
on, like
nobody. He never said he killed nobody.
you're what? You're 5'2"? Come on, man. What
That's
are you
why he got to
talking
shoot.
about?
That's why he got to shoot though.
He ain't never had a gun in his hand, probably. Like
That would be crazy. If he ain't never had no gun in his hand, that's crazy.
I just don't get the idea that like rich kid, like how did you get your ass beat? Like you really was running out of Starbucks from Lil Uzi?
Uzi like that. I'm telling you,
From
like
a Starbucks?
you talking
You
about
know
he
how
lying.
soft you are?
But I'm saying Uzi like that. It seemed like he like that. If he punked that nigga Rich the Kid like that, which I don't hold Rich the Kid at any, I don't know who the fuck that is for real, but Uzi might be like that. Don't let that goth shit fool you, I guess. I don't know.
Man, Lil Uzi gonna have to see me.
Okay.
This is Rod, and like you gonna have to see me, bro. Like, if you think you really got the hands like that, like you really built, like you built, like you really got the hands like that, like I'm down to do a celebrity a boxing match versus you.
Yeah, let's set it
Let's
up.
do it.
We can definitely set that shit up. Uzi, if you listen, hit us up.
All for JT.
All right, let me get to your last one. Vicodin by Nav. Love or hate?
It's a cool song. I'll fuck with it.
It's just cool though. Like, would you play it again?
Yeah, it's a good song. Yeah. So all
That's a
right.
no.
So next song. Shout to Nav, bro. Bro, you like lyrically? Far none. Far none, bro.
Sure.
You the brown boy. Whatever the fuck that means.
He or he brown. They can't be black, so they brown.
Okay. Alright, so the next one, I Swear Vezzo, On My Own.
Vezzo, man. You know what? The thing about Vezzo though, he always be talking his shit and he kind of talk cash shit all the time. I think that's what he was doing in this song. Um, it was really standard for me, standard Vezzo. He was definitely saying some slick bars and shit like that. So I can't really say hate though, because I mean it's really standard Vezzo. I would like to hear something new. You know what I'm saying? Like a new swag, new style, but this was probably just a Lucy he threw out on my own. But I'll go ahead and say love because I like what he doing. I like the slick talk. So yeah, shout out to him for that.
All right, so this is the last track here. I think Matt went twice, but we got knocked outside by Polari. So
Yeah, man. I haven't listened to Polari in a long time. I was listening to him like years ago. I thought he was pretty dope. Um, for this one though, it got like a West Coast vibe. Like I never heard Polari on no beat like this.
is he white?
So no, he black. Polari black. But yeah, I thought this shit was super dope. Like I wish it was on streaming so I could actually play it over and over again. 'Cause I really like the sound of it. The way he be doing his auto tune is super dope. Now, content wise, I don't know if it's like the best shit I ever heard. It's definitely not, but I definitely would play this shit over because I like the beat. I like the way he was sounding on there. Good, solid track for sure. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and get into these highlights right quick. Um,
All right,
I guess I'll go.
Polari obviously ain't shit. You ain't say too much.
What I gotta say? I mean, the thing about it is, like, a lot of these niggas don't be having super content where we can get deep and be like a Kendrick Lamar, where we could be like, yeah, he talked about ooh. Like,
That's why I be saying. I'm like, and then when I start talking my shit about Kendrick Lamar, it's like, yo, y'all be EVD writing.
no, but you
Like I be
do.
like, that's be my fucking entire point though. When I be talking about all this time, be like, niggas don't got albums like that.
I
Like where you can go
understand.
real deep. And then when I get deep into the conversation about what the fuck that their album's about, it'd be like, oh yeah, you D Rod, and be like,
No,
what
because
the fuck
nah.
I'm supposed to talk about? Lil Uzi and like hit my shoulder? What the
Did
fuck you
you
want me to talk about?
did you go? Did you
Like
listen
I'm
to that
so
episode?
confused. You want me to talk about
Did you,
cigarette?
did you listen to that episode where you was doing that?
I did.
You was wilding.
Nah, I wasn't.
You was
I feel I
definitely
could have wild more.
why
When I heard
though.
back, I was like, man, I could have wilded more.
He great, but like we ain't gotta do all that.
Like
Like
it's,
we know Kendrick
I
the
feel like it's the
greatest.
same thing with this LeBron and Michael Jordan debate.
Okay.
Like he great. Like that's like what are you talking about? It's not just he great. Like this is a fucking unicorn,
He is for
and
sure.
we're looking at him. It's like, what do you mean he's great?
He is.
It's like that's. I mean, I understand J. Cole's like, all right, he's great,
No, he's the greatest of the greats for sure. I agree.
greatest of the greats. Where that come on? You
Kendrick.
being a little dramatic.
Kendrick.
Oh, I thought you were talking J. Cole. I was like, who's said?
No, I'm talking about Kendrick. I feel you, but
Like when I talk to J. Cole, I'm like, all right, JID might be able to out rap him.
possibly.
Like depending on the day. But even then, it's like I haven't seen it though. It's like, which also disappoints me though. To JID, it'd be like every record that I see JID and J. Cole, I'm like, man, this nigga J. Cole is like really shitting on you, bro. Like,
I mean, he been in the game way longer, so practice
nah,
makes
nah,
perfect.
nah, nah. It's been multiple tracks.
Oh,
It's
when he
like,
shit on him
bro,
on the
come
own
on
track,
now.
like on the track together. I
Yeah, they've been on
don't
the track
know.
multiple tracks together now. It's just like you can't have this man like really just
Okay, then why did Kodak Black
every single
slide?
track.
Why Kodak Black slide on Silent Hill way harder than Kendrick?
That's your opinion.
That's a fact. That's 1,000% a fact. If you disagree with that, then you definitely dick riding.
All right. So what's
That,
the verse that you like from Kodak?
I'm talking about a track, Silent Hill.
No, I hear you. What
I
verse
like a
that you
lot of
felt
Kodak
like
shit.
ain't nothing that Kodak said that was like if you look at in terms of lyrics, if you look at the lyrics and not just like the flow,
Okay, but
that's my point. It's like you can
what
listen
did
to the flow.
Kendrick what
That's
did
why I feel like
Kendrick say?
you'll hear the
Man, let
flow
me
and be
pull
like,
the fucking
oh,
lyrics up. Kendrick ain't say nothing on that track purposely, but he ain't say nothing.
nah, that's my point. When I talk about Kodak lyrics, like, let me see what Kendrick said. Let me see what he put
No,
up.
but I'm about to compare.
Like,
We about to compare right quick. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, I be immune to shit, tucking the broom and shit. They want to assume and shit. I know you would choke my answer.
oh my god, dog. Who said that?
Kodak.
Oh my god.
What is so hard about that? That's not hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's not. It's not colder than what Kodak said. I'm sorry.
Mm. You said this is what Kodak said though.
Okay, let's see.
You just said it's not hard, but then you was just trying to debate that it was so hard.
No, that was Kendrick that said that.
You just said it was Kodak though.
I know. I was trying to trick you. This is what
I
Kodak
know.
said. Kodak said, AP Roman numeral, everywhere I go, I need pharmaceuticals. I ran my whole conglomerate. I was just bapping shit out in the cubicle. Suicide Coop was a
What does
funeral.
that mean to you?
That shit hard. What do you mean?
What does that mean to you?
He said the AP Roman numeral, the watch he got on got Roman numerals. Everywhere I go, I gotta be high. I used to run my whole shit. I was just mapping shit out. I was just doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. Like that shit hard.
All right. So when you hear the chorus,
Push
these niggas on me like,
It's hard.
Push these bitches on me like, Push these niggas on me like, Push these niggas on me. Like this nigga is like this nigga really went hard on that chorus.
He did.
Like
for sure.
He was literally like, I'm pushing everybody like I don't want you in my you're not in literally in my atmosphere.
Right. No, the chorus hard.
And that's literally Kendrick Lamar.
For sure.
And this nigga he leads that up though. Head up, chest out, silence. I'm stressed out. Shh. Be quiet. I'm stressed out. It's like, what is what are you talking about? It's like, this man literally paints a picture for you. Like when we talked about Luz Merlin and Erica, they talked about the layers. And when I think of fucking a Kodak and I think of the Kendrick Lamar verse, Kendrick Lamar literally puts layers on the canvas.
What layer is that?
Like how she puts it she put the layers on. I got the black here. I got the red here. I got the blue here. I feel like when Kendrick listens at a track, he hears the beat. All right. I got the hook. I got the pre-hook. I got the verse. I got another verse.
Love it.
It's just painting a picture for you. It's just he wants you to really feel it. It's not just a a stick in J. Cole verse. Whatever they had on that, I don't know. Whatever project they put out that nobody really know about.
Okay, so I howl at the moon and shit. Know the results. The ballad is in. I'm about to boom again. What picture are you trying to paint?
That was verse 1?
Yeah. What picture is he trying to paint? You trying to make it seem like he said the deepest shit of all time.
Okay. No. Let me say it. I be immune to shit. Tucking the broom and shit. They want to assume the shit. No, you choke a broom. My ancestors close. I holler at the moon and shit. What are you talking about? He holler at the moon and shit. Literally, our ancestors was they was all slaves. They was literally the only thing they had to do was look at the fucking moon, look at the North Star. They had to look at all that shit. That's what he's literally talking about. I holler at the moon and shit. This literally where all the jazz and hip hop, everything comes from our ancestors who literally were just hollering at the moon. Mm-hmm. That's literally where hip hop came from.
Yeah.
You funny dog, peekaboo, can't hide behind your money dog.
That's a bar.
You can't stop talking about your APs and your Roman numerals. You can't hide behind this shit. A week or two, I meditate when
I guess I didn't think about it like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's still not better than Kodak verse.
Oh my god.
Kendrick definitely added something to the track, and I would hate it if Kendrick wasn't on it. But Kodak went stupid. Flow wise, he was saying shit like whoever said pharmaceuticals on the song. You know what I'm saying? Whoever said that? Nobody. I never heard it.
This nigga said, pick my daughter up. She need all the love.
I love that bar.
I need all the love. I mean, all of us. It's 6 o'clock, bitch. You talking too much. You making an awkward love. What are you talking about? It'd be what?
No, but listen.
Oh my god.
Kodak said, every Thursday, girls' day, spending time with my daughter made me go harder. Every Sunday, teach my boy to be a man.
Kodak don't even got a daughter, though.
Yes, he do.
He got a son.
He has a daughter and a son.
He got a daughter?
Yes. That's hard. Every Thursday, girl day. Every Thursday, girl day. It's the way he said it, too. What? He's saying the same shit Kendrick said when he said, "Pick my daughter up. She need all the love."
I wonder who wrote these lyrics.
Him. Kodak definitely wrote this shit. Kendrick wrote his part for sure.
That's the thing. I mean, we dissected in a short song, but
yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, I do. I like how you said he don't hide behind your money, and then one of Kodak first bars about the Rolls Royce and the AP. That is interesting. That's interesting. It gave me a different perspective on that. But I still feel like Kodak slid.
Yeah.
So
he had a good flow and all that, but at the end of the day, this is all Kendrick Lamar's genius. I mean,
and he added enough to the song where it was just like, okay, yeah, he ain't do too much, but he said a lot. You know what I mean?
It's like okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you think of like Kodak, you be like, all right, you gotta like put him compared to everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So then the question comes across is like, all right, where's his legendary album?
I mean, the only one I feel like his best one probably Painting Pictures. I mean, obviously music wise, Kodak is not where it's at. Like,
all right, so you say that,
mm-hmm.
and then you talk about a Kendrick Lamar who literally paints a picture every fucking album. Like he's very specific in who he has as a feature. He doesn't have everyone on his shit like everyone else.
He don't.
Like he's very specific who he wants on there and what he wants.
Right.
So it's just like when you make a comparison, it's very hard to like understand where you're coming from.
I feel you, but you're looking at it. You're looking at it in the. Go ahead.
Like he would have had like he didn't have to have Kendrick like Kodak on there.
He didn't.
And he still could have got the point across if he wanted to.
For sure. But I'm saying on this specific song, I feel like Kodak performed better. But I'm looking at it differently now that you said, like, okay, I'm looking at it a little differently, but I still feel like Kodak performed better. Like he added a little bit more to the song that I felt like was dope.
And I feel like that's highly in part to what Kendrick wanted. Like
which is why he didn't do too much.
It's like you saying he performed better. I'm not agreeing with that part.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm saying like he added to the song like how he was supposed to add to the song.
Exactly.
There's been plenty of verses from like Kodak. No, I'm gonna stop saying Kendrick, but Kodak, where I see him featuring on some shit, and it's just like
it ain't it.
It ain't it.
For sure.
Like so, it's just like
what's the name of fire Kendrick feature though?
Kendrick feature. Kendrick don't do a lot of features.
No, here we go.
No, I mean like you can probably point out like nah, that's really his project too.
Goosebumps, Travis Scott.
No, I was thinking of like the Black Panther shit.
Oh yeah, no, that was
and shit.
Yeah. Oh no, that was on J Rock album, wasn't it?
Oh maybe that was When again like.
Oh yeah, he was just like on the chorus though.
When.
He ain't had no verse on that. Kendrick Travis got Goosebumps. You got fucking Problems. You got
It's fucking hard to say like what he didn't slide on because he slid on most of those. I can't even name one he didn't though. I can name plenty that J. Cole didn't though.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Oh, Nostalgia will push it too.
I can name a lot of what J. Cole like Stick. When I just talk about like that was a fucking terrible verse.
Was that a feature though? That was on his own
album. Most J. Cole features aren't good though. Like I can't name a good J. Cole feature at all, really.
J. Cole features. A lot.
That's a good J. Cole feature.
A lot. Oh, Beautiful Bliss with Wale. Oh my God. J. Cole snapped on that. Johnny P's Caddy. You said he ain't snap on that, but I feel like he did. Let me see. Green Ranger, Lil Wayne. I don't think I heard that one.
All right, I think we gotta end this episode, but
I thought this was already over.
I thought we were still going.
Oh, I mean, it's still recording. I was just gonna cut it at a certain point. I guess we got an outro though. This has been the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for listening. Send us some feedback. Listen everywhere we are. And with that being said, we out.
All right, peace and love.